The Palestinian government have called for an immediate ceasefire as the ongoing war with Israel has led to rising death toll of civilians, including women and children. The Palestinian Ambassador to Nigeria, Abdullah Shawesh, made this known while speaking to Newsmen in Abuja. Shawesh, who put the number of human casualties at 12,000 civilian deaths with another 2,000 injured, says the urgency of the matter will enable medical aid to get to the wounded caught in the rumbles from the intense bombardment by the Israeli Defense Force.
With the deepest sorrow, the death toll among the Palestinian civilians exceeded the 12,000. The majority of them are children and women. Out of more than 2,000 still missing, there have been groaning still coming from the under the rubble, which means that some are still breathing and fighting for their lives. The casualty toll in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, has also climbed up as Israeli occupying forests and settlers ratcheted up their violence on Palestinian civilians. Now 186 killed, including 46 children and 2,400 injured. Hundreds of bodies of Palestinian victims are decomposing on the courtyard of Al-Shifa Hospital, on the streets and under the rubble, and there is no opportunity to bury them with the respect they deserve. More than 750 journalists, your colleagues from dozens of news organizations, signed an open letter condemning Israeli killing of journalists in Gaza and criticizing Western media coverage of the aggressions against the Strip. The letter, which said a newsroom are accountable for the humanizing rhetoric that has served to justify ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. WHO, World Health Organization, has recorded at least 173 attacks by Israel on the health care in Gaza in the past 36 days. But there have certainly been more, causing 521 deaths and 686 injuries, of them 16 deaths and 38 injuries of the health worker in duty. In the last 48 hours, Israel murdered another 5 Palestinian doctors: Dr. Isra al-Akhshqar, Dr. Basil Mahdi, Dr. Hammam I'lewa, Dr. Ra'id Mahdi, and Dr. Muhammad Ulwan. The world cannot be silent while hospitals, which should be safe haven, are transformed into a scene of death, devastating and severe. Ceasefire now. We witnesses in the last 2 weeks the Israeli Western propaganda diverting the discourse from ceasefire to another minor elements to justify their plan to destroy the hospitals and the entire health sector. Israel claimed that the fighter used these facilities as a military base, and this is a very false accusation that many international bodies defeated their claim. To implement its long-run plan, Israel wants to destroy all the infrastructure in Gaza so that it will become unlivable after the war, and that will push the civilian to leave it. This is the plan. Many Israeli officials declared it under the title of the day after, and they started talking about building a new settlement in Gaza and moving 300,000 Israelis to live in it, diverting the discourse from full ceasefire and unconditional ceasefire to humanitarian aid and the humanitarian truce is another attempt from the occupation club to blind the war. The humanitarian aid is necessary, but ceasing the fire should come before as a more prayer. Israel prevent to enter the UN Human Rights High Commissioner Volker Turk to visit the Palestinian territory, and this is not the first time to do so. Israel cannot remain a state above the law. Only such serious action can stop it. It is war crime, crime against humanity, and the state terrorist against the Palestinian people, saving life and our region from implosion.